Alright, what is up my friends? Welcome Duskmourn House of Horror. Complete set review. We're about to wrap this bad boy up with our colorless section. We did white, blue, black, red, green, and multicolored. If you missed any of them, go watch them on YouTube. They're all on there for your viewing and enjoyment. And please, if you like the content, if you like what I'm doing here, take a half second, like the video, leave a comment on every single one. Don't be shy, alright? For those who don't know, content creators, we live and die by engagement, and it costs you literally nothing but a half second of your time to hit a like button. Please do it every time if you can. Helps a ton. Don't be stingy. All right, so full set review, all the cards, limited constructed, and we're gonna give out our awards as we always do. Also, want to remind you all, 10 new brewers, folks. Wednesday the 18th in the afternoon. I can't wait. I'm pumped to play this set. There's a bunch of great deck building stuff in it. Make sure you're there on stream and of course on YouTube as well. But let's get right to it. Colorless cards. Attack in the box. Get it? It's do mana for a 2/4 artifact creature toy. Whenever it attacks, you may have it get +4/+0 to end of turn. And if you do, sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. This is like kind of cool, honestly. It's a weird card. A 2/4 for 3 is not very good. But 6 is a lot of damage, right? And if you're able to sacrifice this before you sacrifice it, or force a trade, or whatever, it's kind of cool. Probably not very good, but it's a fun design. It's a design that really makes you think about what you want to do with it and how to utilize it. It's cool with Delirium and stuff. I don't know. It's not that good, but it's a fun card. Next up is Bear Trap. One mana for an artifact with flash. Pay 3, sack this, bolt a creature. This is the cheapest I've ever seen from this effect, right? I'm pretty sure. Usually there's like, you know, the overcosted artifact removal spell in every set, but this is not that bad. It's also an artifact for Delirium, which is kind of cool. It's got flash. This card's fine. I don't think it's good, but like I think if you're desperate for an artifact for Delirium or desperate for a removal spell, does that. You know, it's fine. Not super exciting, but fine. Conductive Machete. 4/4 and equipment. When it ETBs Manifest Dread, then put the machete on the creature. Creature gets +2/+1 and equips for 4. So this is 4 mana for a 4/3 Manifest Dread. This card's pretty good, right? Manifest Dread's really good. I mean, like, the equip cost of 4 is awful. It's just so much mana, but like, it's something to do with your mana later in the game. I don't know. I guess like, one of the things is when you see an artifact in the set, you should be happy because it's going to help you with Delirium. This will never go to the graveyard, though. So, like, it's a 4/3 Manifest Dread. It's like filler, I guess. It's just a filler card for limited, whatever. Dissection Tools. 5 mana equipment artifact. When it ETBs Manifest Dread, then put this on it. Equip creature has +2/+2 and death touch and lifelink. Equip, sacrifice a creature. This card's kind of a house. Alright, so we have Battered Skull. Just 4/4 lifelink for 5. That can go in other places. Manifest Dread's also great. The big thing here, this is a free sacrifice outlet. You can just keep sacrificing things for free over and over and over again, which is powerful for combos and things like that. You have like a Blood Artist in play or whatever else it might be. Pretty powerful. And again, the floor of 4/4 lifelink for 5 with the ability to move this around for more lifelink is pretty cool too. That touch is also powerful too. So this is a bonkers limited card. Constructed, I think this is a fringe card that could have some play. Yeah, this card's pretty cool, honestly. Definitely a great limited card. Fringe constructed card. Found Footage. Cassette tapes are canon in Magic the Gathering now. 1 mana for an artifact clue. You may look at face-down creatures your opponents control at any time. Pay 2, sack this, surveil 2, then draw a card. So kind of like a little loose with the clue thing here. I don't like when they use clue, but they give like extra text to the clue text, so you get to surveil 2. That being said, this is a pretty good Delirium enabler. It's an artifact that goes to the graveyard, and surveilling 2 is a big deal too. Yeah, I mean, you know, I think if your draft deck is looking for that. Constructed, I mean, if there's like a constructed deck that really wants to get Delirium early but doesn't want to play creatures, this is like maybe possible, probably not, but it's cool. Really good with Omen Hawker, right? Omen Hawker. Oh god. Moving on. Friendly Teddy. 2 mana for a 2/2. When it dies, each player draws. This is your fairly common, like, colorless 2-drop games smoother, where it's the card that you just play that will help each player draw cards and kind of get the game going, get a mana screw. Yeah, sure. It's fine. Limited filler. It's an artifact for your Delirium deck. Each player drawing is neither, here nor there for the most part. Both players getting a card. It's fine. Ghost Vacuum. It's our sleeper card, folks. This is a really interesting one. 1 mana for an artifact. Tap to exile target card from a graveyard. Alright, so this is a Relic Representative or Graveyard Hate card. Traveling Cause, whatever. Spend 6, tap and sack this. Put each creature card exiled with Ghost Vacuum onto the battlefield under your control with a flying counter on it. Each of them is a 1/1 spirit in addition to its other types. Activate only as a sorcery. A little weird that they don't get finality counters too. So if they die, they end up back in your opponent's graveyard. But as far as Graveyard Hate cards go, it's pretty good, right? You just like exile thing, exile thing, exile thing, exile thing. Oh wait, now I have 6 1/1s. That's pretty good. It also crimes for your crime effects, which is cool. And then obviously these cards have abilities. They're 1/1 flyers, but they are the card that they are. So if I steal your Shield Root and your Glissa, whatever else, it's pretty good too. Card's good. This is like obviously a great sideboard card, but a potentially main deckable card if you're criming super hard or just like looking for value. Card's cool. I like this card a lot. Love Free Try to look out. It's really good there. And just a good card in general. I think this card's just good. Sleeper card. You heard it here first, folks. This is more than just a Graveyard Hate card. Great limited card too, right? Bonkers limited card. Glimmerlight's next. 2 mana for a Flashlight. ETB make a Glimmer token. Equip for 1, +1/+1. So this is it does not auto-equip the thing it makes, which is weird. This makes a 1/1 and it's an equipment. I mean, it's an enchantment for Eerie, I guess. It's an artifact for not much else, honestly. I don't know. It just feels like filler to me. Doesn't feel like a very exciting card. Again, you see an artifact, you think Delirium, but this card's never going to the graveyard, so whatever. Haunted Screen is next. You get it? You get it? Get it? Black and white TV, color TV. Two mana for a mana rock. Taps are black or white. Tap to pay a life to add green, blue, or red. Tap 7. Put 7 counters on this. Becomes a 0/0 spirit. Only 1, so it's 7/7. This is obviously a good limited card, right? Just a mana rock comes 7/7. Constructed, probably not. Mana rock comes 7/7, whatever. This is more of like we wanted to do this joke on a card, so we're going to do the joke on a card kind of thing. But, whatever. Keys to the House. 1 mana artifact. Pay 1, sack this, find a basic land, put it in your hand, sure. Pay 3, sack this, lock or unlock a door of a room you control only as a sorcery. So, this card's kind of cool. This card is a little mana fixer. It's like the bell or whatever. Play this thing, get a land, sure. But it can also be a synergy piece in your rooms deck, where you can unlock a very expensive room for only 3, which is kind of cool, honestly. It's also an artifact for Delirium. I think this card will play pretty well in this format, honestly. I think this would be a pretty good card for limited. Constructed, probably not. But as far as limited goes, this card does enough little things. I think it's pretty sweet. Kind of nice. Malevolent Chandelier. 6 mana for a 4/4 flyer. Put a card in the bottom of your live graveyard for your live. I feel like we just keep saying the same cards over and over again. Obviously, there's only so much design space in Magic, but we see this card in every set, just a little bit different. Sandbox, and I love this card, obviously. If you like recurring things, cool. It is a Graveyard Hate piece, but only at sorcery speed, so it can't stop Delirium. It's just not a very good card, but if you are desperate for a way to not deck or whatever, sure, I guess, but... Marvin Murderous Mimic.
It's a trap!
I think y'all are going to hate me for this one, but 2 mana for a 2/2. This says the all activated abilities of creatures you control that don't have the same name as this creature. So, this copies abilities, right? I mean, that's kind of cool, but I think people are overstating this card a little bit as a combo piece. This requires you to have the things that you want to copy already in play, and then it has to live and so on and so forth. And I think that, it's just not that exciting overall. I mean, maybe there'll be a combo with this card, I don't know, but I don't know. It just doesn't seem super exciting for me. It's obviously fine. It's a bear, has some upside. It probably season play. It's a good limited card. Just a bear with some upside too. But yeah, feels like more of like a Johnny combo player kind of card. I guess it's kind of cool, Planeswalkers, but it's not any loyalty, right? So you can only plus it. Yeah, sure, it's fine. Whatever. Trap card is what it is. That's Marvin Murder's Mimic. Saw. What do you think about these equipments that are only one words, right? I don't like them. Like saw, chainsaw, candlestick. I don't know, whatever. It's mana for an equipment, +2/+0, equip for 2. Whenever a equipped creature attacks, you may sacrifice a permanent other than that creature or saw. If you do, draw a card. Card's clunky as hell, but kind of cool. So it's a Bone Splitter, you sack your whatever, Glimmer token, draw a card. This is not quite Skull Clamp, This is probably a fringe player in Limited. Constructed, not a chance. Not very exciting. And now we're on to our lands. So it was a very interesting cycle of common dual lands in this set. Full cycle, all 10. Very important for Limited as far as mana fixing for your multicolor decks or splashing. So it's important to know that. And they are all lands that enter the battlefield tapped unless a player has 13 or less lands. So kind of cool if you're getting the crap beaten out of you, or if you're beating the crap out of your opponent. These come in untapped. But realistically, just like tap dual lands are good in Limited. You don't need to do anything else beyond that, So that's pretty exciting. So 5-color Dream Alive in the set for sure. Oh man, awesome art on that one. That's a really cool one. And then if they come out on tap, it's a bonus. There aren't really there's no synergy with this. The crime lands from Outlaws, and so on and so forth were very synergistic with what the set was trying to do. This is just a mechanic. It just, if you have 13 or less life, do the thing, cool. If not, cool. But tap lands are totally fine. So good for Limited, very exciting. Maybe Pauper players will like these. I don't really know, honestly, but they're cool. It's a fun mechanic. You gotta wonder how many tap lands they can make design wise. This is definitely a space that I had not considered. So pretty cool. But yeah, cool art, good Limited cards. But now I get to our rare dual lands, and these are quite interesting. There are 5 allied rare dual lands in this set that all tap for 1 color and then tap for the other color only if you control a swamp or a mountain. So in a lot of ways, these are not actually dual lands. In a lot of ways, this is a swamp with upside. Because you can always count on this land to be a swamp at all times. It always makes black, right? This is a much less reliable source of red. So if I'm a mono black deck splashing red, this card's great. If I'm a mono red deck splashing black, this card gets a lot less exciting, right? Because I need a red source early. This does not do that. So because of that, they're somewhat unbalanced. There is no baseline red, sometimes tap for black version of this card. So the base level mana, the top mana symbol on these duels is the most important one. And these also make you care about having basic land types as well. So you want to have, surveil lands or dual lands or triomes, whatever else it might be, and play enough basics to make these work too. So that's pretty exciting. These are, I guess, just better than check lands, right? Yeah, this is just strictly better than Dragon Skull Summit is, and check lands are good too. So that's a pretty high bar. But they're also better than basics a lot of the time too, which is a weird thing to do. Like Pathways did that also, where for the longest time, Wizards of the Coast would not print a land better than a basic land. That was one of their absolute no-nos. And they made Pathways, and the Pathway is in theory better than the basic. Oh, it's not basic, so it's not a land type for searching or for effects like this or whatever. So it's a thing. But yeah, so these are very, very good, obviously. It's just important to note that these are going to be better in the color that their base color is. Not better than Dragon Skull Summit. That's true. I guess if you have 2 Dragon Skull Summits and 2 of these, you have no red. Whereas with 2 Dragon Skull Summits, you have 2. Sure. So not strictly better. Good catch. But yeah, so these are all the allied color ones. Again, they all favor whatever the top color is. So this is better in a blue deck splashing black and so on and so forth, green, white. So if you're a heavy white deck splashing green, this land is not as exciting. But yeah, you get the idea. They are very, very good. They're going to be a dominant force in Standard just as long as they're legal. And yeah, they're very, very good, obviously. So pick these up. I imagine we'll see the remainder of the cycle, probably not in Foundations, because Foundations will only be legal, or for Foundations will be legal for 5 years. They won't have the whole cycle. So I would assume we'll see the completion of this cycle in the next non-Foundation set. But yeah, pretty cool. Like it a lot. Cards are very good. Terraforming Expanse, folks. Bombin Common. It's a land that puts itself in the Graveyard for Delirium and also fixes. Fantastic. Card's great. Already a good limited card anyway, but big deal for limited for Delirium stuff. Also for mana fixing too. With all the duels and Expanse, I think splashy green decks could definitely be a thing in this format too, which is great. So, love it. That's your Bombin Common. And then we have Valgavott's Lair. It's the last card in the set, folks. What's it gotta be? It's the best in show, alright? This is the first ever enchantment land we've ever seen that sticks around. Obviously, Earth Saga is the only other enchantment land. And it's kind of not really a land in a lot of ways. But this is a enchantment land. Has hexproof, so you can't disenchant it, which is cool. EDB's tapped, mana for any color. The baseline in a vacuum stats in this card are not great, right? It feels kind of like a common mana fixing land. But having an enchantment on your land is insane. Similar to how artifact lands are so insane also. Whereas this triggers Eerie, this counts for Ethereal Armor, and so on and so forth, which is all very, very important. Because if you're playing an enchantment deck, you just get to bolster your enchantments with a land, which is great. And mana fixing. Yes, it dies to pick your poison, I get it. Sure. That's right. You're correct. But this land's excellent. If there are any enchantment decks in Standard, this will be a major part of them. And in older formats, I don't know, maybe not, because it comes in tapped. But yeah, great card. Best in show for Colorless. I think this card's excellent. Just really, really good. Just good stuff. All right. I'm stoked for enchantments, and hopefully you are too. So that's it. That's Colorless. That's the whole set, folks. Valgavott's Lair is our best in show. To recap, Ghost Vacuum is our sleeper card. Bombin Common is Terraforming Expanse. And our trap card is Marvin, Murderous Mimic. And that's it. We're all done. The only thing left is the special guest cards. There are only 10 of those, and they are very, very rare to come from limited. So I'm going to do a YouTube short for my set review for those, so we'll go off that. All right? That's it. If you enjoyed the show, please take a second. Hit the button, support the content, leave a comment. Don't forget, 10 New Brews is going to be on the 18th at 2 p.m. Going to be a freaking blast. It's going to be an awesome time. Very, very excited for that. Also, the Bronze Mythic will start the following week on release day, like it always does. And we're going to cram in a bunch of episodes before I leave for Disney, which is great. This is a very important set for me for Worlds, so Duskmourn's a big deal. All right, so check all that stuff out. Also got our Paladar Brews happening too on the 28th. Free to play on Arena, prized by cool stuff. Come hang out, come play in the Discord. If you're a YouTube member or Twitch sub, you can play in it. That's awesome. And that's it. That's all I got. I guess I'll remind you all real fast on Poker Night. Last Saturday of the month, lots of fun. Poker Night. It's just a lot of fun. Come play. That's really, really cool. And then we also have Commander Night, which is actually tonight. Commander Night's going to be a lot of fun every second Saturday of the month. So come play Commander Night in the Discord tonight. Again, door prizes, free to play, lots of fun. Come hang out. That's cool too. So, that's it. I'm done. I'm out. Have a good one. I'll see you all next week. Next week will be 10 New Brews, of course, and that's just freaking awesome. I love it. So, the set reviews will go up on YouTube over the next 2 days. I would say blue and black probably go up tonight, and then red, green, multicolor, and colorless go up tomorrow. All right. So, love y'all. Thanks so much. Have a good one. I'll see you next time. I'm going to rate someone cool, no go nowhere. I'll see you fine folks later. I'm out. Peace. Have a good one, folks.